Altar can be defined as the meeting place of God and the man. Altar can be defined as the meeting place of God and the man. So I have seen people calling pulpit altar. I have seen people calling pulpit altar. So pulpit is not an altar. You know, in this New Testament, there is no physical altar. We have spiritual altar. There is no physical altar in the New Testament. So when we had physical altar was what in Old Testament. And then that altar is a place when burnt sacrifice were being made. When you want to offer sacrifice to God, whether oxen, whether sheep, whether cattle, and the rest of them, you will make your altar. And when you place your burnt offering upon the altar, you will burn it. And when it is burning, the smoke that is coming out from the altar will be going on with your prayer. When your sacrifice is being burnt, or when it is burning in burning time, you will stand beside your sacrifice and will begin to speak to God. We begin to pray to God, and your prayer will ascend up with the smoke of your sacrifice. That was the one that God called sweet savour. So that was altar in the Old Testament. So that altar now, if you want to see it, you will go to Hausa people that roast meat. That grater that they used to roast meat with that pan, that is altar. If you want to talk about altar, that is altar. You can also go to the women, these men that roast plantain and beans. That their grater and their pan, that is what is called altar. So anything that you can roast meat on top of it, that is what altar. So in that Old Testament, we saw people that that build altar, and of course anyone can build altar, because then I'm talking about Old Testament. Anyone can build altar because then there was no temple in the land of Israel. So you will build your own altar when you worship your own God. So then and now it's not the same. But Old Testament was telling us, or is telling us, what will happen in this New Testament. So then if you want to pray to God, you will go to your altar. And of course, you cannot pray without an altar. You cannot pray without an altar. So our fathers in the Old Testament, everyone has his own altar. Abraham building an altar, Isaac building an altar, Jacob building an altar, Moses building an altar, Saul building an altar, Joshua building an altar. They built this altar because there was no temple of the Lord in the land of Israel then. So they built this altar. Everyone has his own altar, private altar, until the emergence of the temple of the Lord. Now I said, in this New Testament, there is no physical altar. There is no physical ark and there is no physical altar. The altar in this New Testament is where your heart. Your heart is the altar of this New Testament. So I have seen people calling pulpit altar. Pulpit is not altar. That is lectern. That lectern is also in the House of Assembly. Our President Tinubu has his own. Every governor of any state has his own lectern. There is lectern in the mosque. There is lectern in the school and the rest of them. Also, but the lectern we see in the church, that is the one we call pulpit, not altar. What does pulpit mean? To pull them away from the pit. Pulpit is when man of God will stand and minister the word of God and put the people away from the pit. So the New Testament altar is your heart. So you must prepare this your heart before praying. Before you make your prayer, there must be an altar. Any time, any day, any hour that you want to make your prayer,